We're here with Luc from Wisdom. So this is a chance just to touch base really, and just we've known each other for
A long time
time
now. Yeah,
now, and in terms of wisdom and business, I think as well, we always have quite a lot to catch up on, and it's really nice to see what's happening, to give you updates and stuff like that. But I thought while we were here, it would be a great time to just talk about our stories with wisdom and why
sure.
we're both so passionate about it.
We are.
And I think for me, it's just we're at a ISE at the moment, so this is a yearly catch up that we all come to and see new stuff. But it was 17 years ago, which makes me feel so old. I was in my 20s. That's how crazy it was. That we went to our first ISE, and it was in Amsterdam, and it was the first chance I remember Genesis probably were trying to get us to go and listen to this company called Wisdom, and we were like, okay, we'll do it, but it was a long way away. It wasn't even in the exhibition centre, so they had to have a hotel
A hotel.
and another like half an hour's walk, and then half an hour walk back. And whenever you're here, no one ever wants to walk an extra hour at a trade show. But when we were there, we just saw the most passionate people, and the first time we saw an L75 or similar at that time, and the technology and the it was in a hotel room at the convention center, but we were just blown away. So that was where our journey starts, and now you're celebrating
30, 30
years.
years anniversary. Yes, you actually heard it before me because 17 years ago I wasn't with the company.
No, so
As
when did you start?
I started 13 years ago now.
And
That I,
what made you join? How did you? When was your
so the
first
the
time hearing?
the first time hearing was actually 14 years ago. Um, the owner was a Swiss gentleman. He's a good friend of mine and was flying in the US to meet his team. Um, Knowing that my background is recording studio and I've always been in music and CI, and said, "Oh, you're gonna have a blast. Go there." And that was my first time there listening. Actually wanted to buy some speakers, and then realized I was probably not the right client. The price point was just not quite fitting my budget. That was the first time.
Yeah.
Really impressed with not just the technology but the clarity and the dynamic. Really,
And I think the passion as well, like passion just resonates through everything to do with wisdom, I think. And like there's moments where I remember going to a showroom in the UK. So Genesis opened a showroom in the UK, and they had a wisdom room
that's right.
and an ice experience. Do you remember that? It was this concept that they brought up, and I remember they put Adele Royal Albert Hall, which isn't the best recording video
Yep,
wise,
yep.
but audio wise, it was amazing. And it just like that first feeling of having that lump in your throat, like tears, like that, and that can be created from listening to something and being in a cinema. That just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So and then we finally, so we went to Reno as well and Carson City, and we saw everything there, and then we finally got our own little mini set of 2.2 in our showroom, and we played that same clip in our own showroom, and it was just such a moment of connecting with that and realizing that we had that, and now we've offered that to so many of our customers. So it was just a real journey, and one that it's an emotional connection, I think, to the
It,
brand. It's
it,
funny how it does that because not all speaker brands can do that.
it is. And without getting in the weeds of the technology, I think the fact that the planner is able to reproduce more of the music on one driver just makes it much more real.
Yeah,
And that's when you can really hit that emotion, that feeling. Yeah.
and being able to use for us as integrators, being able to use in warm in the form factor works everywhere, and being able to some of the new speakers you've got I've seen out there with the line source, being able to direct,
Right.
so cool.
Yeah.
Making sure that there's not just one sweet spot, that everyone gets that sweet spot. So we're here in this cinema, which is worth how much? This
A little over 1 million.
insane. And what's the wisdom setup in here?
And it's our top of the range, the Wisdom
Yeah,
series, the LS4, 3 across the front, LCR,
yeah,
8 surrounds. So some of the surrounds are located closer to the screen, the forward surround, a couple of steps on the side to
yeah.
make sure that we'll have the same experience regardless of anyone sitting on the first, second, or third row. And then a couple of rear surrounds that are going to be, everything is hidden. Um, behind the fabrics, and 8 loudspeaker in the ceiling to recreate that Atmos bubble. And in this room, we actually have 8 STS subwoofer, which,
It's insane.
if you know the size of the subwoofer already, it's a challenge. But yeah, it's a the STS or transmission line. It's really the only technology that can keep up
Yeah,
with the speed of the planner.
it's insane. And also, what I always find is not exhausting, it's not fatiguing, it's comfortable. Even in
Yes,
uncomfortable scenes, it's still, for some people are quite bass sensitive, and that would make them feel quite nervous having 8 subs, especially 8 STS.
right.
But it doesn't feel like that.
Not at all. They start and stop so fast. The dynamic is really it's really similar to being in a fast car where you can go from 0 to 100 really fast. It's not so much about running at a fast pace. It's
Yeah,
how quickly you get there, how quickly you stop, and most of the impact um, are really there. The dynamic. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's amazing. And then there's loads of new products out there, but what's next? Is there some big things? Are we just summer's coming, outdoor
Yeah, sometimes
dinosaurs?
developments or they look small at the beginning, but they're really on the long term. The
Yeah,
product you mentioned, the VCA 16 with the curved array,
yeah,
it's the first planner of its kind that is curved and is allowing us to cover more vertical without having so many boxes. The first one is going to be primarily used as a surround speaker,
yeah.
but we're already working with the same driver on an outdoor
Oh, okay.
loudspeaker, and it's just going to transfer into
Yeah,
more application.
the new, I think, for Wisdom fans as well, that have already got Wisdom cinemas or Wisdom listening rooms, being able to move that outside now. For us, it's really exciting to offer that to people, because when they're hooked, and they want that, outside as well.
You
So
would. You get
coverage.
and also once you have good speakers somewhere, or it could be anything else, good wine, good coffee. Now you're just
The
spoiled.
bar is high.
You don't want to go back to.
Exactly. No, well, I'm going to go and have a good look outside. But it's been
Great.
really great just to touch base and catch up, probably for another year.
Good to catch
We'll be
up.
back.